Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. If you guys are new or don't know anything, I live in Florida, so I was kind of affected by Hurricane Ian, but not nearly as bad as some of the other people out there. So I live on the opposite side of Florida, so I didn't get the worst of it, but here's a couple clips of what it was looking like. The wind picked up pretty good, everything like that, but no damage. Everybody's okay here, so luckily everything was fine. But my thoughts do go out to all the people that were affected pretty bad. Hopefully they will recover pretty quickly over there. But with that being said, let's hop into the video. Alright, so today I'm going to be replacing the starter in my Corolla. I ordered one right here. I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested in picking up a new one or not. But the reason why I'm going to replace this was because, like, probably the last year I have owned this car, I have noticed, like, it's very intermittent, but every time I'll start it, or every once in a while when I start it, I'll hear like a grinding noise, which I'm assuming is the starter getting stuck open while the car is starting to run. It'll usually do it for like 2 or 3 seconds or whatever. But I'm gonna start the car, turn it around, and then we'll hop into the video. Alright, so let's start the car and see if it actually will do it or not. Like I said, it's very intermittent, so it does it just every once in a while. That's why I have like kind of put it off. But let's see if it starts with the grinding noise. Yeah, no grinding noise this time, but I know in the past it does do it, so, but let's turn it around and hopefully this will fix my. So, and luckily on these cars, the starter is actually very convenient to get to. It's practically straight down here. That's one part of it, and the other part's back there, so the only tricky thing is just trying to get your wrenches into it. But other than that, I mean, it should be a pretty simple job. So we're going to disconnect the battery all the way and then unbolt it. There's like 1 or 2 plugs that you got to do, and then two bolts, one coming from this side right here, and then one coming from this side. I believe the top bolt is coming from this side, and then underneath it's coming from that side. So I'll try to show you how and get close-up shots, so that way if you guys need to do it yourself, it'll be pretty simple. Alright, so let's disconnect the battery. Like I said, on this, I'm going to disconnect the positive and the negative. I'd rather not have the car try to start or something if I ground out something, so just going to do both, just to be cautious. And so it's nice too, now that I just detailed everything on the car, or on the engine bay, everything's pretty clean, so hopefully my hands won't get super dirty working on this. Also, here's the new starter. So, I mean, it's not anything special, so I don't remember how much I paid for this. I bought it a couple months ago, so, but I ordered it off of Amazon. Probably not the best brand, but it should fix my problem for however long I need it to. So, and also just to show you, so this is pretty much how it's going to be in the car. This like solenoid starter part is up here, and then the actual gear is down here. This is how it's in the car. So you're going to have this one right here that's threaded into the actual starter. And then the bottom one right here is going to be coming from the opposite side, and that's going to be threaded into something on the car itself. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it's going to be mounted to. So one screw is going to come out this way, and then the other screw is going to come out that way. Alright, so I'm going to try to show you guys as good as I can. I just broke this bolt loose down here, the top one. It's going to be a 14 millimeter. So, I mean, if you have a manual transmission, you'll see the shifter bushing cable right here, and then like right below that, right next to it, you can see that bolt that is like right where my fingertip is at. It's right there. That's going to be a 14mm bolt that you're going to loosen for the starter, and then once you get that one loose, we'll try to crack the one on the bottom. Alright, so I was going to try to do this without putting my car on jack stands, but I can't really reach under my car because it just seems too low. So I'm just going to jack it up, put the front on jack stands so that way I can get under the car easier, because we got to remove the splash guard that's down there so that way we can actually see up underneath it.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
Alright, so actually, looking under here, you don't even need to remove the splash guard. I was on the wrong side of the motor. So, it's going to be under here. But if you look up, you can see the starter right there. So, and that's the bolt we're going to want to take out. Once we get those bolts taken out, there's also going to be a clip right there, and then also like another clip with a bolt for the ground wire that we're going to take out. Alright guys, so I got the bolt out right here. Like I said, it's a pretty long bolt. Pretty much just crack it loose and you can just unscrew it with your hand. And then here's the one clip. There's a little press tab that's really hard to press, but if you press it hard enough and wiggle, it'll come out of the connector. And then there's a cap that you gotta pop off. And then I think that's a 10mm or a 12mm, I'm not quite sure yet. And then you'll unscrew that. And we'll do that from the top. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna be sure, hopefully you guys can see it, but my wrench is right here. And then after you pop off that clip, there will literally just be, it's a 12mm nut. And then that'll slide right off. So there that is. And now, the rest, all the thing that we have to do next is just finish taking out that top bolt. And the reason why I didn't want to take out the top bolt first, I just wanted to crack it loose, was so that way it didn't want to start falling on me. And when people do this, sometimes I have seen people take off the whole intake manifold. It'd make this a lot easier, but I don't think it would add a lot more time to the job. So alright, here's the other bolt. They look to be the exact same. So this is stuck on there pretty good. I just got, oh well, there we go. I got a screwdriver and I just started prying along on it, but now it just fell out. So I'm gonna fetch it from the bottom and then we'll swap in the new one. Alright, so here's the old one and here's the new one. I'm just trying to compare them, make sure everything looks the same, and which it does. So I'm pretty sure this is the original starter from Toyota. So we're gonna swap it in with this new one, and hopefully, like I said, it was hard. I wasn't able to demonstrate the problem I was having, so but hopefully this will stop the grinding, because I'm thinking what's happening is when this gear engages with the flywheel, that it sticks and doesn't retract fast enough, and that's when I start hearing the grinding. It'll usually only happen for like 2 seconds, 1 or 2 seconds, and then it will retract back, but I don't want it to keep doing it and make anything worse. So now that we're going to swap this in, it looks much nicer and much cleaner. No corrosion or rust on it, which is going to be nice. So let's try to swap this back in. This wasn't the easiest to fish out from the bottom, but I'm going to try to push it back in that way. Maybe from the top, I don't know, we'll see. Alright guys, so I got it. Got the bottom bolt in. Now I'm gonna go for the top bolt. I tried to record as good as I could, but it's very awkward to try to, it's a very awkward space. But pretty much I'm just hand tightening everything just to get it to stay still. This would be pretty easy if you had two people, that's for sure. But one person trying to hold the starter and get the bolt started at the same time was a little bit of a challenge, but so far this install has probably been like 20 minutes or so. So it's not been that long. Now I'm gonna take this comes with a new bolt, everything for the ground cable. So I'm just taking that off. Put the ground cable back on. Alright, so I got everything all snugged up. Well, hand tight. Now I'm gonna snug it up, plug the clip in, and then reconnect the battery, and then this job will be done. So, like I said, this is like a 15-20 minute job. I mean, if you don't even have to put it on jack stands, that'll be even easier, but I would highly recommend it because it's easier to get underneath the car. Alright, so got everything all put back together. You can see the nice shiny new starter down there. So looks much nicer than the other one. It's not, I doubt it's going to perform any different, but got the battery all connected, so let's give this a start. So let's see if it wants to start first try. Alright. Started right up. Almost sounded like it started up smoother. I could be wrong. Let's start it up. Sounds good. So, like I said, it sounded like it almost started smoother. So, I mean, whether or not that one was already starting to die down and getting worn out, but pretty simple. That's what I have to say. Alright guys, but with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and smash that like button. So it really helps for the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't cost you anything. So why don't you just do it? But with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time.